So we were at the pet store the other day, just walking around with Tumnus, and he always picks out a toy, and he's never gotten like a soccer ball before. And by the way, this is covered in drool, like absolutely, look at it, it's slick. And so we're like, let's try this. We brought it home. He has not stopped playing with it. It is like his new addiction. Like, it's actually really bad. Watch, he's gonna jump. Oh no, it's stuck. Yeah, it's been crazy up in here, okay? This house, it's like covered in drool marks from this basketball. Or not basketball, soccer ball. Okay, so I thought I would tell you guys some of the lore of my backdrop giveaways, because there's a lot of stuff that I never mentioned, never talked about, and for literally almost a decade, I would get comments and DMs from people saying like, where do you get your backdrops from? Like, wanting to know more information. And to be honest, I purposely was kind of trying to keep it a secret. Not that I wanted to like gatekeep it, it's just I found this awesome place that I got them from, and I didn't want any other like influencers to like copy that. And I also didn't want you guys going on the website and looking through all of the backdrops, because each month I really wanted it to be a surprise and something that you had never seen before. So let's go back to the beginning. When I first started YouTube, I wanted to have a backdrop. I just knew that. And I had like no money. I was just starting college. I think I was in the middle of college. So I literally had no money at all. And so I was like, okay, I have a really cool duvet on my bed that I could like put up on like a drying rack and that would look like a really cool backdrop. So I did that for the first few months, and then I started to go to like the dollar store, or I think like Walmart, and I started to buy plastic backdrops that some people use for like photography. They're not very good quality, and you can really see like all the fold lines, and they move like in the wind so easily behind you, and so they just weren't something I wanted to use. But then I found this amazing website that had tapestries, okay? That's what they're technically called. So they are cloth, beautiful quality backdrops, but they're very expensive. So I'm finally like telling you all the deets of all this stuff that I kept quiet for a long time. So the website that I got them from was called Society6, and I do believe they still have them available online, but I would have to get the biggest size backdrops. And those went for $105 US. So in Canadian, it was about $150 per backdrop that I had to buy. And that wasn't including shipping and tax. So basically per backdrop, it was about $180. And I would buy 12 a year. So that equaled out to $2,160 a year on just backdrops alone. But I loved the cloth tapestry backdrops. They were just like seamless. Like Ty would help me steam clean them, and they would just like look pristine behind me in all of my videos, and I just absolutely love them. But they are very expensive. Like they were almost $200 a backdrop, and then I would give them away to you guys, and I do not regret those contests at all. I think like they were just so fun to get all of your entries and to see like all of your emojis and stuff like on my Instagram photos and in my DMs. And sometimes I would ask like fun questions like, what's your favorite Coraline character and stuff. And so no regrets. I always am happy to give back, and I was doing backdrop giveaways for almost a decade. Now, as you can imagine with any giveaways and with really, you know, communicating with, to me, strangers online, I just had a lot of interesting interactions with people. So I would say 80% of the time, me sending people backdrops went well. People were sweet and kind and sent over their addresses with the permission of their parents if they were underage, obviously. And it would get to their houses okay, and they would send me like photos of them unboxing it and photos of it up in their room, and it was really cool. But like 20% of the time, I would have some interesting interactions with people. For example, people would like enter to win a backdrop. So the time I had the Coraline one where it was like the pink house of Coraline behind me, a lot of people were sending in like, oh, Mr. Bobinski's my favorite character. Like, this is for the backdrop entry. And so I would literally pick someone at random. Like, that was never a lie. I would never first like go investigate people's profiles or whatever. Like I would just see a comment and be like, okay, they're the winner. Like it was literally at random. So I remember this girl, and listen, the Coraline backdrop was like the most wanted backdrop ever. Like I have never had so many entries in my life. And so I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. Like the person who I choose is gonna be so excited. So I choose this person. I forgot which character they chose, but I DM'd them and I'm like, congratulations, you won the Coraline backdrop. With permission from your parents, please send me your shipping address and I'll get it to you right away. And I always like sign the back of the backdrops with my name and stuff and put a little note and everything. And so she got back to me and she was like, oh, I don't want it. And I was like, oh, like I'm confused because you entered to win the Coraline backdrop. Like is this your comment? And she was like, yeah, but like I don't want it. And this was like after I had announced she was the winner, like literally like I made a whole thing out of it because she submitted herself and she was like, I just don't want it. And it was like so bizarre. And so I think I had to do a second giveaway for that Coraline backdrop. But like you guys would be surprised how many times like that was my interactions like with the winners. Like a lot of people would be like, oh, like I changed my mind actually. And I don't know if it's because they didn't inform their parents that they would be getting a giveaway and like mail sent to them. So maybe they didn't want to get in trouble, and like, okay, like valid. But the amount of times that happened, I was like, why would you enter then? Like I was just so confused. So actually, I have a lot of unclaimed backdrops still. So in our basement, we have a whole bin of like, I don't know how many, I would say maybe we have 20 unclaimed backdrops that are just folded up that I've used in my videos that never went to anybody because the winners were like, I don't want it anymore. And I was like, okay. Or like people wouldn't answer, or they would ghost me and never send their address. And so they kind of just like went in a box and they went in the basement. This one time I sent a winner like a message that was like, oh my gosh. And I think they were, I don't know, they were across the world, maybe in Australia, like somewhere really far, but I'm always willing to pay for the shipping. It doesn't matter to me. And so I sent them a message and I'm like, hey, like send over your address whenever you're ready, ask your parents. And the person got back to me and started threatening my life. They were literally like, I'm gonna kill you. Don't message me. And I was terrified and I was like, oh, like, what do you mean? Like you sent this entry for the backdrop. Like, I'm so sorry. Like I'll back off. And they were like, no, like I'm literally gonna come and kill you. And I was like, oh. So we had to like obviously like take this person's username, print out the messages. We have like police files. Like whenever I've got like stalkerish messages or threatening messages, we always keep a file for the police. So we had to put this person's like information in that file because it was terrifying. I was like, what do you mean you're gonna kill me? Like you're the backdrop winner. This should be an exciting time for you. So yeah, that's some of the very weird stuff I get. I would say 5% of the time that I was messaging a winner, you know, and I would always send people like a huge paragraph of like, congratulations, like, you know, thank you so much for your support, like hearts, emojis everywhere. Like, you know, I want to like talk to you guys and like congratulate you. And some people would just reply with their address. Like no, hi Jessie, or like, thank you. And I don't even expect a thank you, but like nothing, no greeting, nothing. Just like, they sent me back their shipping address and I never hear from them again. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I get responses like that, it does make me kind of sad just because of like how much it costs to send out these things and just how much I know other people would have loved to receive them, to just get like a message like, send it here, and like nothing else. And actually, you know what? I have to be honest, it's more than 5% of the time, maybe 10% of the time. But a lot of other people are so sweet and so nice, and like, I don't know, I just wanted to tell you like kind of the background stuff that was happening behind the scenes for a decade. Sometimes, you know, packages go to like fake addresses and come back here, which is why I also have a bin of them. I also have, I think 5 or 6 backdrops that I never used that are still like pristine, like tucked away in their original packaging, have not been used. So what I would like to do today is actually put all of those remaining backdrops onto our website. I'm not gonna do a giveaway for 20 different backdrops for a lot of the reasons that you just heard. It's a lot of work for us. I'm actually going to list them. I'm gonna make them 50% less than the price that I bought them for, and then there's another 50% off on our website. If I originally bought them for $180 divided by 2, I'll list them for $90, and then there's another 50% off, so you guys can get them for $45. This is of course Canadian, so it'll transfer depending on which currency that you're in. But I'll sign all of them, and then literally these last backdrops, like whoever gets them, you're getting the remaining backdrop legacy of jessiivee, literally, because unfortunately that's not something I'll ever do again. And so it's almost kind of emotional because the last backdrops I have is like, that's it, like that's all. It's obviously gonna be a mystery which backdrop you get. It's just easier for us to like put them online. They'll all be the same size. They'll all be tapestries in that really amazing fabric. A lot of people put them up behind their bed, and it's like, it takes up like an entire wall. They're ginormous. So if you guys would like them, I'll link them down below. They're 50% off right now, which is really cool. Just talking about this stuff just like makes me like emotional, but also really grateful for, you know, the decade I had making videos in front of a backdrop. It was just so much fun and so cool, and really awesome to see all those people submitting themselves to win them. So thank you. And yeah, that's the lore. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. I know it was less of a vlog and more of a sit-down story time, but I like to do those every once in a while. They're chill, they're honest, they're a little bit embarrassing sometimes, but I'll definitely do more of those. Anyways guys, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you in our next vlog. Bye!